Welcome back to the Red Wings Report with Strings and Pucks. This is Jeremy Laura. If it's your first time, please click the like, please click the subscribe. If you haven't yet, head over to Hockey Hot Stove for my latest write-up. You can see me over there. Been the writer for Hockey Hot Stove and the Red Wings since early this year. Before that, since 2019, I had blogged for hockeybuzz.com. So I'm a little flustered right now because I just finished recording an entire 7-minute Wings. And then I see the news. The Red Wings have assigned Michael Brandsegg-Nygard down to Grand Rapids. The reason I'm a little flustered is I was going off of Coach Todd McLellan's interview today, where he talked about not wanting to affect MBN's confidence, that he's been doing a lot of other things well, but all I can guess is that the office has stepped in. He has played 9 of those 10 games, and whether that was the determining factor or not, they're not sending him on this road trip is what it looks like at this moment. There has not been announced a corresponding call-up of a Danielson or a Mazier. I'm just going to read you what was said at this point. And I'm just kind of keeping track of everything. So the Detroit Red Wings have reassigned top prospect Michael Brandsegg-Nygard to the AHL's Grand Rapids Griffins. Brandsegg-Nygard played through the first 9 games of the NHL career to start Detroit's season. He recorded 1 assist, 1 penalty, and a -5. His first NHL sample was filled with up-and-down performances. Detroit was outscored 1-6 at even strength when the Norwegian rookie was on the ice. At the same time, the Red Wings managed 5.06 expected goals for to only 2.78 expected goals against in Brandsegg-Nygard's minutes. That difference not only gives MBN a Detroit leading 64.5 expected goals percentage, it also gives him the 8th worst goals above expected among NHL forwards. His numbers all suggest MBN ran into a string of bad shooting luck to start his career. He's long been the top prospect and earned 15th overall pick in 2024. He earned a spot in the NHL out of training camp this season and showed through an impressive ability to make plays even when shots weren't going his way. So I just want to recap, and I apologize. I just torn down the studio. I had just finished editing the video, so this is a little bit rushed because I saw this information right as I was posting the 7-minute Wings. The upside of this is MBN needs to find his confidence. He's a lot more likely to find it in Grand Rapids than he is on the road with the Red Wings right now. His minutes were slashed to just 6 minutes in that last game when he had been averaging close to 13, so he played less than half of what he was doing. This was clearly something that culminated in the office making the shot because, again, and I'm going to play McLellan's interview and the rest of what I'd recorded earlier, you can see that there was no indicator from the coach that he was going down, but that they were going to give him a chance, and he literally said he'd earned the right to be in the NHL at this point. It's not that this is a bad decision. It's not that this is a bad call. It's just really unexpected from the interviews that McLellan gave, and it sounds like shortly after those interviews, MBN was reassigned even earlier, late in the morning, but the word is just getting out right now. So again, thank you to everyone who stopped by. You can now hear the rest of my summary with what I was talking about with Finnie and Marco Kasper here on the 7-minute Wings. And I'll do an update after the game in St. Louis. Thanks again to everyone who stopped by.
Well, we're talking about the youngest guy on our team. He had a significant impact in exhibition season. NHL starts and some of the superstars are still trying to find their game. The goaltenders are trying to find their way. And you get to around the 9 or 10 game mark, and that's what the real NHL is. And that's where we're at right now. So Brant's, it's getting faster for him, and he's still doing a good job in a lot of areas. Tight game, tight quarters, physical shot, still real good. Longer game, little harder for him. But if we expect him to be like a savior, as I said, that's not what he's going to be. And the big thing with him will be his confidence. We'll try and work with him to make sure that he doesn't give any of it back because he's earned the right to be a very confident player.
So MBN needs to find his confidence, and he needs to find a goal. Really, that's weighing him down. It's obvious, and seeing his minutes cut so drastically, this is probably a big wake-up call for him right now. So having a tough year. And then, of course, on the flip side of it, you look at Finnie. First, Larkin, 13 points, 6 goals, 7 assists. Finnie, 4 goals, 4 assists. Right now, Finnie looks like he'll be the Rookie of the Year for Detroit. All of this is so unexpected outside of his performance in the back-to-backs in Texas with the prospects game and camp and the preseason. Never saw this coming from him. Most people agree. I'm sure there's some people out there that'll say they had, but no one I talked to. So MBN, he's on one side of things. Finnie, he is just clicking along. The Larkin line with Finnie and Raymond, they're clipping at about 3 points a game right now. So they're impacting to the degree that the Casper line was impacting at the end of last season. Well, some bad news there is Patrick Kane's not going to travel with the team to St. Louis. There was some talk that he may join up with the team after that, maybe head up and join them for the California portion of the swing. But while Kane is down, Casper's hurting. DeBrincat finally gets his first goal. He's got 8 points in 9 games, 7 assists and 1 goal. But Casper, he is struggling so much with just the 1 goal in 9 games. Both he and MBN are in such a similar spot. The difference being Casper had some serious expectation on him going into this season. And I've said it too, you're hoping he's a 25-goal scorer this year. You're hoping he's getting 55 points and working his way up as your second-line center. He may just be a slow starter, but the longer Kane is out, it feels like the harder it's going to be for Casper to start clicking. Some of you have suggested and thought about Danielson. Coach McClellan did talk about Danielson, and so he emphasized the point. Danielson's only played 3 periods of competitive hockey in the last several months, just 3 periods of in-season hockey. So Danielson needs to get a couple games under his belt before you throw him right into the NHL. But what I'm thinking after this road trip, what do you see happening on this trip? Where do they need to be? And how have you liked the season so far? After the next game, we'll be able to get some better stats. We'll have 10 games under our belts. Thank you for tuning in. This has been your 7-Minute Wings.